Welcome back. I-24 News Daily Dose, the place to be, Monday, February 20th, 2017. Yes, I am still Tel Aviv. Now, did you know that today, actually, in fact, is the 10th annual United Nations World Social Justice Day? Somehow, I don't think you did. In 2011, when movements from Occupy Wall Street in New York to the 10 protests in Tel Aviv took the world by storm, social movements came back into the limelight and were even hip, centering political conversations around economic issues of inequality. True, these days it does not feel as if their efforts worked, but major strides were indeed being made for social justice causes, if only by the sheer gathering of people at the time understanding that social justice in the age of capitalism needs to be addressed, as evidenced in this comment from an Occupy Wall Street protester back in October 2011, when the movement was actually at its height. Let's have a listen.
I think it really demonstrates that when people come together, especially in the mass and the scale that we did today, we can win. And I think it's a victory for Occupy Wall Street, but I also think it's a victory, even greater than that, for maybe Occupy America.
He's got the Hi, and we're back. But here, we sit just over 5 years later, and inequality continues to grow, okay? And political discourse is centered around anti-immigration sentiment. But there are pockets of hope, if you are one of those people that believe that social movements need to actually push forward the human race. So let's go live to one of these hopeful places and one of these hopeful people. It's a cafe called Halutza, or in Hebrew, that means pioneer, right here in Jaffa. Jaffa is also where we're sitting. And this cafe is in some ways born of this hope. And the movement member and the cafe cook, Lonnie Moses, joins me live now from there to tell us why. And Lonnie, before I lost my train of thought because you appeared on the screen and I saw you. And am I correct in saying, or maybe that's just me, that you are wearing the blue and the red shirt because it somehow goes back to the Chalutzim, or is that just something you wore this morning?
Yeah, this shirt is actually the shirt of the Jor Israel movement. Everyone here at Café Halutza, all of the staff are members of Jor Israel's educational kibbutzim throughout Israel. And we wear this shirt to represent our values. It's also similar to the shirt of the Anor HaOved working youth movement, but it's for the graduate movement.
Okay, I have to tell you, Lonnie, and first of all, I lost my train of thought because I was part of a youth movement also growing up here in Israel, and it's remarkable to me that, and I'm saying this lovingly, that it still exists. Tell me quickly, what are those values that you guys are pushing?
Well, Jor Israel is a movement that is an educational social movement that tries to put Shivyon Erech Ha'adam, or the equality of human value, at the center of Israeli society. So we do educational and social projects throughout the country which seek to create a center for that value in Israeli society and to change the face of Israeli society.
Now, when it comes to the cafe, the coffee shop that you're sitting in, what's going on there? How do those values, how are they represented in that coffee shop in Jaffa?
Well, a lot of what happens is it's in the experience of the worker. We have 30 people on the staff. Most of us are educators who do this maybe 1 or 2 times a week. We're here at Café Halutza doing shifts. For our customers who come in, the first thing they see on their table is this tip hachavrati, which explains to them that the tips they give us at Halutza will go towards educational projects of the Jor Israel movement. Additionally, a few times a week, we'll have an event.
Right.
We'll clear out the cafe, and over here where you see now there's a couch, people are sitting, eating. We'll turn the couch around, we'll have a little stage. We'll have an LGBT poetry night, feminist comedy, feminist stand-up comedy night, program for May Day, for example.
Right.
So in addition to being a place where workers can work and kind of experience a non-alienating labor experience and bring money in to our communal coffers, it also is a place for the community to learn about the values that we educate and to bring their own creativity to the community.
Lonnie, may my children grow up to be as hopeful as you. I want to thank you for joining us this morning as we now move along. Now, the Pontifical Swiss Guard is one of the world's oldest operating military units, and possibly one of the most religious units as well. Charged with protecting the Pope, the Swiss Guards serve as the de facto military of Vatican City. This week, the Holy Army made its first pilgrimage to Israel, and luckily for us, I-24 News' Shelby Weiner went with them. She has the story.
Most recognized by their colorful Renaissance-era uniforms, the Pontifical Swiss Guard is generally protecting the epicenter of the Catholic Church. However, some of the guards recently found themselves walking amongst the religion's holiest sites on the Swiss Guard's first pilgrimage to the Holy Land.
This chance I have had to come here helped me to go deeper in my faith. I'm to have seen those places where the Gospels happened, where Jesus lived. It gives me a meaning, a deeper meaning even to what I'm doing as a Swiss Guard.
This deepens my faith, to see concrete things that are not only words. They are images now printed in our spirit. So this is very real, very deep, and I'll bring it with me back to Switzerland and to Rome.
Enriching their belief in God is important because their jobs go beyond ordinary security. Each Swiss Guard must be a practicing Catholic, and in order to serve, one must give a vow to protect the Pope with their life. While in the Holy Land, the group followed in the footsteps of Jesus, beginning with his nativity in Bethlehem and ending at his tomb in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre.
That was a very spiritual experience for me personally. I was very impressed this morning when I said the Mass, the Holy Mass, at Jesus' grave. And we were saying to ourselves, I'm actually standing at the place where Jesus resurrected. Here we can actually imagine what happened, and that touched me so much. It helps me being a Christian and a priest.
The words of the guards echo among many of the Holy Land's regular visitors. Walking in the same roads as Jesus brings a new light to one's faith. And for these holy pilgrims, that new light will be carried back to Rome.
Okay, that would be the old guards. Now, don't flip the channel, okay? Because when we get back, it's time for our environmental. It's Monday. It's time for environmental news on Earth View with the one and only A. Daniel Roth. We're going to try and find out why he has the A at the beginning of his name, but then also look at the Earth. Don't go away. We'll be right back.